Okay, so I'm beginning to understand a bit about what's going on. For me, I was told a long, long time ago, back in the 90s, yeah, in the 90s, I was told that I had mental health issues. And I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't even want to accept any of it. I didn't understand it more than anything. So they removed it. Um, they removed the diagnoses. They said, no, you're just fine. You just have PTSD. Nothing major. Now, back when I was first diagnosed, I was put on a government assistance, being declared unable to work. And I didn't want to accept it, but I was like, okay, whatever. This was back in the 90s when I was diagnosed. Okay, so, um, yeah, I just was re-diagnosed back about a month. I think it was actually 2 months ago. It's been since March. So, I was re-diagnosed with bipolar, the lighter one, the one with light mania and mild depression. I was okay with it because they said it would help my case, because I've got a case going right now for myself. And the reason why I come out about this is because it really defines a lot of things. One, it defines starting this challenge, which nobody has asked me to do. Just a clarification, I made the choice to start this 90-day financial gaining, providing a profitable business. I'm the one who did that. Now, I'm figuring, and I'm coming around to the reason how this all came about. Because in the last 2 weeks, I've been doing a lot of different things. One, starting this. Two, starting a lot of projects. But one thing I can clarify is I have completed them. Some of them, not all of them. Anyhow, so what I asked my counselor about is, a true bipolar, do they start like a lot of projects and they kind of get all fidgety and like their brain is going faster than their body can actually handle, and they really try and keep up with things, and they have speedy voice and keeping up with things, and everything just goes really, really hyper, and I mean, not crazy hyper, but especially not hypomania, but like really hyper and really going crazy and spending and going sporadic, those kind of things. And it's not necessarily spending, although people say it's financial, they go spend crazy and get things crazy. And she said, 100% yes. I said, okay. She says, okay. I said, yeah. I said, I'm proud to say that I finished the bear basket. Now I've got to do the bear and the amigurumi bear. And I'm not even worried about getting them done because I have made them before. So I know approximately how long it will take me to make each one of them. So I'm not worried about that. I showed her the bottle cap art. She loved it. And I'm going to keep working on more of this just because it's fun to do. What I did clarify is that my wrist gives out, so I'm going to occupational therapy here starting in a month, I think it is. Anyhow, they're going to do a review of my wrist and checking things out and making sure things are okay there and helping me to get therapy. What happened is that back in 99, my wrist got caught in the door and got dislocated. I was not in the United States when it happened, so they took me to the next best thing. They did not, the hospitals, they didn't trust them because they weren't safe, so they took me to the Red Cross of their culture. They took a video, or not a video, they took an x-ray of my wrist and said it got dislocated. It had been dislocated for a full week by this time. So they popped it back in place, and they told me because I went for a week with it like that, that it would pop out for the rest of my life. So, with that in mind, now it's really getting aggravated when I do crafting, when I do my creations, when I do writing, all the things that I love. It starts to act up, it starts to pulsate, it starts to have funny feelings right in the base where it flipped out, and then it starts to spring up and spring down in pains to the point that it'll pop out on a whim. So they're wanting to double check it. Because what I found out is if I had been here in the States when it happened, they would have put a rod in it. Which is, I'm kind of happy I wasn't in the States when it happened, because frankly, I don't want a rod in there. Unfortunately, I am thinking that it still may happen. I have a very unique gift, and I consider it a gift because I'm able to see things sometimes before they happen, and especially when it has like a caution to um, something that I need to be aware of. I typically see, and it'll either go backwards to bring something forward so I can know, or take me to something where I can visually see it on me or something. And I actually was seeing scars on both my wrists. So we shall see. That doesn't mean it'll happen, because it means that it could. And it means that underneath somewhere, I have a nervous feeling that it could happen or it will happen. Anyhow, so that's where that comes from, is that sometimes it's just a feeling and sometimes it's actual. There's other things that come up too with it. Anyhow, so that's one part. Then, and the next part is that I've been working on the 40 women influentials that have influenced my life into where it's today. And my counselor was very concerned about that, because I have taken on, I listed like 5 different projects. Now, the cool part is I've actually been finishing them thanks to a program that I'm a part of, headed by Tony Babcock. And he is a pretty well-known actor in Canada, and he has a program called Dream Life. Although I think he's changing the name, but it's still the concepts are in there. Anyhow, the whole point is that we do local, centralized time in the schedule to get stuff done, and that's part of how I've gotten things done. Is it's like, okay, I've got this call, I'm going to be there. This is what I'm going to do during that time, and it's going to get done. Let me tell you, for neurospicy people, which some people call neurodivergent, some people call it ADHD, and there's other things involved. We do not discuss those things. It's not because we don't want to, it's just because we want to focus on getting things done, not focus on what's the challenge. And that's why I'm being honest and forthright about everything that's going on. Anyhow, so I'm doing the 40-person project, and she's like, okay. And I told her about the appointments that I have that are coming up for renewing that case that I had back in '94. Hopefully it's going to come through, because the last time that I got close to getting it, the judge was tripping, man. He was telling me, you have seizures, right? You have seizures, right? You have seizures, right? He asked me 3 times about this particular medication, and was trying to get me to say something that wasn't true, because I wasn't taking the medication for what he was thinking I was taking the medication for, only to find out later by a nephrologist that it was bad for me anyway. So I had to switch off of it. That's besides the point. This judge was really... Anyhow, so this time prayerfully is going to work out, because I have a female attorney, and I'm praying for a female judge, because maybe us women can get it right and we can fix what was wrong. That would be awesome. Anyhow, so I am still wanting to do lives like I've talked about. I'm hoping that'll be the case. Oh, and the other thing that I commented on was, I said, with all of this that I've shared, is that called a hypomania or a kind of a manic episode? Because I haven't known. I mean, I've known my head goes like crazy and my body's just like, huh? You want me to do this? So, um, yeah. And she said, that's exactly what it is. I'm like, I said, so basically, I'm in a hypomania. She says, congratulations, you just did it. I'm like, okay. So for the past, since I was originally diagnosed, I didn't understand it. And I wanted to understand, but because I didn't understand, I denied it. And I kept saying, no, 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 no. ADHD, yes. I can, like, oh my God, it's out there in front of my face. Ugh. But the bipolar part is so mild. And I get really irritated when people put labels. Well, so does my financial coach. She says I don't look at labels, which is a blessing in disguise, because looking at the chemical change and the chemical imbalance does not help. Helping is by providing alternative solutions. Now, if the person doesn't accept it, then that's another story. For me, she even told me time blocking is going to be your best friend and having the same time each week, which is okay, but at the same time, because of varied things vary a little bit. I mean, Wednesday to Thursday is like a no-brainer. Wednesday to Thursday, I'm collecting recycling right now. I'm working on getting the word out that I'm collecting six-pack plastic bottle caps and the rings and pull tabs and bottle caps and plastic caps and getting the word out about that. Oh, yeah, and cork and wire, because I'm creating art. I found out it's boho. I was like, oh, I don't know. I had to look up what boho means because I was like, boho? Huh? And it is. It's boho. Or a Ren Fair or cosplay. It can all be kind of tied together because it's unique and it's eclectic, which is what Portland's all about. Anyhow, and that's what I clarified with my counselor, is that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. The center of Portland, the heart of Portland, is eclectic. It's boho. And I'm all about boho. I'm all about eclectic. And my counselor gave me the name of a place that works with the exact stuff that I'm talking about, recycling and keeping things green and so on. She said, go check out these people and see what you got, doing a collaboration or networking situation. I'm like, yes, exactly. Ah, getting somewhere, finally. So, what I'm trying to do in the process is put everything together. And since yesterday, actually, since yesterday morning, my heels and my feet up to my knees has been spasming like crazy. And now it's shifted all the way to my glutes and to my right shoulder. And I don't know if it's because of the mental health issue. It's not a crisis because I'm not in any danger. No, nothing. I'm not even thinking danger. In fact, I'm thinking, let's get some stuff done here. Seriously. And I know I'm way over my time, but I feel like this is so important to get the word out that it's okay to be you. It's okay if you have mental health issues. I mean, if you're having a crisis, let somebody help you, for crying out loud. And I know that people in crises don't necessarily recognize, oh, you're having issues. Oh, I need some help. Or maybe they are having a crisis and they just say, no, I don't want it. There are people at those extremes, and I admit that. I am not one of those people. I am a rare commodity in the fact that I want to acknowledge where I'm at. I want to embrace who I am, what I'm about, and love myself no matter what. And I say that not in a, it's not prideful. It's not sickening. It's because I've been attacked so many times verbally. Actually, when I was younger, I was physically attacked. And I don't mean in a bad way, just like made like a clown, made out to be a clown. And people would do that kind of thing. And that's quite common with mental health. So I guess I have to be okay with this one being over the 10-minute mark just because it's mental health. And I think I just said that a few minutes ago. If I did, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself because it's just really on my heart today just to share this. Because I am going to finish the projects. One thing I am super grateful about this program that I'm a part of is that we do set time to get things done. Now, and to celebrate those things that are done and completed and help each other to get our programs up. And there are a few things that are going to be coming up here. I'm going to be sharing with each one of my lovely ladies, and I'm going to have them probably come on here and share what they do and share their perspective and share what all that stuff. I'm thinking I may just do that just because it makes it more fun and enjoyable. The other thing that I wanted to point out, and I think I'm going to close off on this one, is that my counselor also learned about my financial coach. I would recommend anyone to my financial coach simply because of how she helps people. She's specifically geared towards mothers with children, but she helps to work on finances, getting things organized, being laser focused on how to bring in an income and keep it on a regular basis. She also helps you on a almost practically one-on-one basis. She does do one-on-ones, but the way that it works is she does group connecting once a week, and we look at the things that we are after accomplishing. She gives an assignment to be accomplished, and the whole point is to get the financial aspects under control and to find out where we hurt on the finances and allowing it to be okay, allowing ourselves to grow from all the challenges that we've had. And I have grown substantially because of what she's done. It's helped me to realize me, my challenges, my hurts, and accept the things from the past, love that part of me, and say it's okay. And taking what I have now and making it go and grow. Is it easy? Oh, heck no, it's not easy at all. But is it cool? Yeah. And what's even better is that I'm being allowed to embrace who I am, what I'm about, my faith and my strength and my faith is my strength. And I know that it comes out very strongly in times. What I'm also going to finish up, I would love to share with you if you're interested in connecting with my financial coach and see what she has available that could help you. I'll be happy to connect you with her. Um, I'll put her information in the description. Her name is Shoshana, and she's a wonderful lady. I think she's right now dealing with not feeling so hot, but you wouldn't be able to tell it the way she runs things. Anyhow, the final part of this is to help you understand hypomania and the feeling. Yes, there's been a lot of things going on. It's been getting a little chaotic in my brain because I'm going like an energizer battery. I've been feeling also like my brain It's almost like light, like a lightheaded feeling. Um, Almost like walking on clouds, lightheaded. I don't feel like I'm drugged, but almost like I'm drugged. There are no drugs. It's all chemical. It's all of it's chemical. It's called a chemical imbalance for a reason. That's why I'm just embracing it and allowing it to be. I'm just sharing with you how it feels, because it'll hopefully help you to understand those who are having a full on chemical imbalance of a full on mania or a full on depression. Those people, I would safely say they do need to be on medication. They tried me on medication, but I now have a psoriasis and I will never do medication again. There's only one teeny tiny one that I have, and I only take it on a very rare occasion if needed. Otherwise, I try to avoid it because I don't want any more side effects than what I already got cursed with. Um, so what I'm saying though is that if I'm feeling like I'm lightheaded, like walking on clouds, my body's in pain because I've overdone things, I can only imagine how those people who have been a full on mania, um, being completely in clouds, completely walking around, completely like oblivious to what's going on, which means it'd be very hard to get a hold of them. They would probably have to be tranquilized just to get started. Um, the depressed, I could see how the depressed would be because I've been in some mild depression episodes in the last month. I couldn't believe it. And now that I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder. There are mild depressions where I felt like, I think I've even shared a couple times where I just didn't feel like I was belonging. Um, and I know that that's the way I was feeling. It's a mild depression, and it took everybody talking to me and talking me through it. Somebody that's going through a deep depression that's bipolar, that will not work. Not at all. A deep depression for a bipolar, they will isolate, even possibly with a full on mania. They will isolate, because the brain is going on overload and they don't know how to handle it. For me, I'm very outspoken, I'm very out there, I'm very honest and forthright, and I just blah, all over the place. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I always have. Um, I'm trying so hard to keep things in a good, positive moment. I'm processing through as fast as I can. Okay, now that I've acknowledged it, where did it start? How did it start? And the thing is that I may not know for a while, just because I'm aware of it for the first time. I mean, I actually am mentally aware. Oh, this is going on, but oh, I have literally no control over it. And there is no medication that can help me. I just have to take it, like you're on a wave in an ocean. You have to kind of ride the wave while I'm riding this wave. What's cool about riding this wave, though, is that now that I've acknowledged it, taking a step back for me and saying, okay, peoples, this is what's going on. It's nothing to be frightened about. I am okay. So are you. Just allow this to go through. I don't know when it's going to stop. I really don't. I just have to ride the wave. And having these things that have happened in the bank, oh my gosh, they're making things a nightmare. On top of it, and I know that's probably part of what has been causing a massive disrupt in it, is having those fraudulent issues happening in my bank account on top of everything. So it's been a few things that have kind of toppled over everything. It's been a snowball effect. So yeah, that's the beauty slash curse of a chemical imbalance, which is what bipolar is. Chemical imbalance is that you have to learn to ride the waves. And people with you have to learn to ride with them, except for when they're severe, and that when you have to get the person to cooperate with you or tranquilize them so that you can work with them. That's the best thing I can explain on that one. And that's only coming from me who doesn't have a lot of medical experience. I am acknowledging that, and I'm acknowledging Tony Babcock, Shoshana Kolodny, and Amy Rose. Amy Rose. Oh, Amanda, I am so sorry. Amanda Rose is also a well-known actress, as well as has her own book lineup, as well as has running programs, and I am a part of one of her programs called Consistent Cash and Clients, which is going on right now, and I will talk about that on another episode because this is already way too long. I am seriously looking at adding them into my 90-day challenge and see if they're willing to step in or give me a video or something. Anyhow, until next time, take care.